The full moon is a cruel mistress. It lures the beast from its slumber, setting it loose upon the world. Spitting in infinite rhymes, all day in the silence of the night. The howling of the werewolf echoes, a chilling reminder of the darkness that resides within us all. Paw, paw. Beware of a moonlit path, for it is the playground of the werewolf, where it hunts with a hunger that knows no bounds. Wow, the transformation is agony, bone shattering, skin tearing, as the human form gives way to the savage beast within. Ting-a-ting-ting-a-ding-ding. The curse of the werewolf is a lonely existence, wrought with guilt and remorse for the lives that are consumed. Perfume, doom. Ooh, oh, howling at the moon, fruit of the loom. The night is not safe, for the moonlight reveals the hidden terrors that lurk within the shadows. A battle, love and fear entwined, as the werewolf's heart yearns for human connection while its claws crave the taste of flesh and a mess. Fear not the werewolf's bite, for it is the curse that brings both death and rebirth. Haven't you heard? A dirt. A wolf in human clothing, the werewolf walks among us unnoticed, concealing its primal nature behind a mask of normalcy. Tis the pity. The howling resonates through the forest, a chilling symphony that sends shivers down the spines of all who hear it. A deer, a female deer, a beer, Moonlit nights become an eternal battle as the werewolf fights to control its feral desires and protect the innocent. As the moon rises, so do the beast's instincts, driving at the prowl of the night. Never-ending rhymes and seek its next victim. A tism. The cycle repeats month after month. The transformation, a reminder of the eternal struggle between man and beast. In between, the werewolf's eyes gleam with untamed hunger, a reflection of the darkness that dwells within us all. In the silence of the midnight hour, the werewolf's howl pierces the stillness, a haunting call to its pack, an infinite rap. Never stops spitting all night and all day. Away goes today until the night and the moonlight. Whoa, I'm howling at the moon tonight. Just because life is meaningless doesn't mean we can't experience it meaningly. Spend never-endingly spitting up. Never-endingly I hiss and I jest. There's that spitting rhymes and a mess. You hear him howling around your kitchen door. You better not let him in. Little old lady got mutilated last night. Never-ending rhymes. Werewolf in London again. Bam, bam, ba, bam. A werewolf is always larger in the eye of the frightened. Tighten the rhyming. A journey, a lonely journey in a snowstorm of All Souls night. Never-ending rhymes. When the dead travel fast, the traveler takes refuge in a marble sculpture, spent a tomb of a mysterious Austrian countess, and is attacked by a werewolf. Heat hearts set aflame by the spell of the full moon, a circle of fire that burns in the night, cannot be stopped. It's the curse of the werewolf, a child of the night that howl at the moon. Never stop spitting, never ending, I said. A muzzle on a werewolf will never tame its bite, whose jaws are tracked, with fangs intact, and rage to prowl the night. Never stop spitting in rhymes, all day and all night. What must be wrong with my mind? Never stop spitting tonight. Another werewolf thing. Like most animals, we spent a large part of our lives engaged in the 3 F's of basic survival: feeding, fighting, and reproduction. I'll never stop spitting. I mustin'. Some werewolves are hairy on the inside. Never stop spitting infinite rhymes. What must be wrong with my mind? All day and all night, spitting infinite rhymes till the dead of the night when I'm howling at the full moon tonight. Spitting rhyming again and again. Pop off my head. Never stop spitting out again and again. The legend of the werewolves associated with ancient folklore, which dates back to the earliest civilizations. Spent an equation. According to the Norse mythology, 2 wolves served as the companions of the god Odin. Spent rhyming Anonid. In ancient Greek culture, it is believed that the god Apollo turned King Lycan into a werewolf. Spent rhyming a 2. Werewolves are considered fearsome and powerful creatures, a feature, a rhymer, a spitter, a spatter. Their mystical powers and the moon's impact on them are usually depicted in movies and folklore. A howling at the full moon. When it comes to literature and films, werewolves have been a popular subject. There's up spitting rhymes in a mess, an infinite jest. I hiss and I jest. Here I am spitting again and again. Never stop spitting rhymes in an infinite mess. Here I am spitting again. Pop of my head and I'm howling at the full moon again. Rapping, I said. Never stop spitting again. Here I am spitting again. Never stop rapping, I said. Until the full moon tonight and I'm howling at it. Been rapping. It turns out that I've become a pretty good spitter rapper. I think we all have to fight the werewolf within us somehow. Pow, 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 gow, 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 gow. It's a werewolf movie with Christina Ricci, and it was a chance to work with some good people, but playing yourself a belt is always fairly risky because you gotta watch how you goof on yourself. There's some spitting raps and a mess. Here I am spitting again and again until tonight when I'm howling at the full moon again, bam, 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 bam. A werewolf, a very dubious pretext, one I can hardly accept. Werewolves are the unhealthy machinations of timid and little minds. Now be off with you, toot 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 toot, goo 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 goo, bit whoop whoop whoop. Here's a sort of cross between a Ferris wheel and a werewolf, a howling at the full moon again, but with a lovable streak, if you can bear to blast for it. A werewolf is always larger in the eye of the frightened, the rhyming. A lonely journey, spit never ending, but spit never ending, I said. Another werewolf thing, like most animals, spit never ending. Some werewolves are hairy on the inside, and there's a spitting and infinite rhymes all day and all night. Here I am, howling at the full moon again. You provided us with a very common enemy. You allied us, but never ending, blasphemous, spitting rhyming again. Here I am spitting, I said. Spit never ending, raps and a mess. I hiss and I jest. There's that spitting raps again and again. There's that spitting, I said. The truth is, a werewolf behaved like this psychopath. It wouldn't be because he was an animal, a part animal, but because he was still too human. Only humans kill for sport. The door, gore. The werewolf is neither man nor wolf, but a satanic creature, a feature with the worst qualities of both. Spitting, whoa. Here I am, spitting again, never ending, I said. There's that spitting, I hiss and I jest. There's that spitting raps in an infinite mess. I hiss and I jest. There's that spitting raps in an infinite mess. Spitting, never ending, I said. Here I am, spitting again, never ending, I said. I keep spitting again. There's that spitting, I hiss and I jest. Just keep spitting raps in an infinite mess. Again and again inside of my head. She understood the genre constraints, the decencies were supposed to be observant, rapping. The morally cozy vision, rapping, allows the embrace of monstrosity, or infinity, only as a reaction to suffering, or as an act of rage against the almighty vampire interviewee. Lewis is in despair at his brother's death. Hence, when he accepts Lestat's offer, Frankenstein's creature is driven to violence by violence put providence done to him. Even Lucifer's rebellion, spitting and rapping, emergence from the agony of injured Christ. Infinite rhymes. The message is clear. By all means, become an abomination, invasion, but only while unhinged by grief and wrath. There's spitting raps. The first horror is their horror. The second is you accommodate it. There's spitting rapping, blah blah blah. Renounce love and you can achieve demonic focus. Hocus pocus. Spitting rhymes tonight. There's spitting rhymes all day and all night. Why? Spitting never ending rhymes. Once you stop loving someone, breaking his or her heart, just an unpleasant chore, a door you have to get behind you. Spitting rhyme to you. My God, you really don't love me anymore, do you? Spit toucan, Sam, I am, wham, bam, thank you again. No matter your decency, the victim's incredibility's potentially hilarious. You manage not to laugh. Spitting their ending raps. Here I am spitting again. There's that spitting and raps. I said, I hiss and I jest. There's that spitting raps in a mess. Werewolves, vampires, fallen angels, and fairies lurk in the shadows. Their intentions far from honorable. Spitting probable. If being a werewolf is really a curse, you've got to treat it honorably. Never stop spitting rapidly. If werewolves are going to carry on, there has to be an incredibly powerful force, a horse, a doors. There is the business of craving, rapping, the hunger for to kill. It has to be deeply pleasurable and morbid an appetite for meat spent in between. There has to be a sensual dimension to it. I spit it. I never stop rapping it. Being a nocturnal creature myself, spitting raps on the shelf, I often find myself in dark alleys or strange places late at night, never-ending rhymes. If there are werewolves around, I'd be likely to run into them. Being the night owl that I am, wham bam thank you, a man. I've always been partial to werewolves, perhaps because there's a desperation to their plight that resonates. There's a spitting in my face, like pepper spray and mace. Let me tell you something about full moons. Oh, kids don't care about full moons. Oh, they'll play in a full moon a tune. Don't know worries at all. They only get scared of magic or werewolves from stupid adults and their stupid adult stories spent rapidly, never endingly. Werewolves are much more common animals than you might think. Pink, ding, ding. But living werewolves have genuine needs and desires spent never ending on rhymer, which though they may oppose ours and are valid, even if they want to eat humans. A conclusion: you can't really call them evil, a Knievel, a devil, and any more than mice can call cats evil, a devil, or chickens can call humans evil, a devil. It's all just a matter of where you're standing. There's that rapping. Werewolves were far more terrifying than vampires, and their end in rhymer is probably the idea of seeing the human within the beast and knowing you can't reach it. I spit it, I hiss it. It might as well be a great white shark, a spark in the dark. There is no sitting down and discussing proust with it. It's been rapid, which the traditional vampire model seems to leave room for. You can have a conversation, equation, rap invasion. As far as expense, I think if Twilight does well enough, then we should be able to do the big expensive stuff for the sequels, a prequel. I mean, we have to have werewolves. There's no way around it. They have to be there. Viewer beware, spitter out there. I wouldn't tell anyone to study werewolves. I studied werewolves, how they moved, their tendencies and sensibilities, rap and infinity. One of the things that seems absolutely clear to me about werewolves, with their canine makeup, is that they would be dogs, as it were, spitting a spurt. If vampires and werewolves were walking around today away, there would be chaos. Chaos. People would be losing their minds, never ending rhymes all day and all night. Werewolves are Arabians. It's like chocolate and peanut butter, a delicious combination. Equation evasion. There's no doubt that the moon is more than a handy nightlight and a hair restorer for werewolves. Is responsible for the substantial amplitude of earthly ocean tides. There are of obvious influence of tudidance. If you're a geoduck, a type of clam that people dig up a low tide, and there's a spitting rhymes. I certainly believe that what we perceive as humans is just the tip of the iceberg, haven't you heard? I don't necessarily believe in vampires or werewolves or that kind of thing, a ding, but I believe there is definitely a realm we don't necessarily have access to. Fruit of the loom, boop, boop, a boop. I grew up watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer rapper and used to dream that I would grow up to be just like her, and away goes the day. Teen Wolf has a lot of those kinds of characters. We're just kids by day, away, and yet we're trying to fight demons and werewolves and bad people and save people that we love. Turtle, dove, above. Fantasy encompasses a wide spectrum of writing. There's that rapping. We have beast fables, a stable. We have gothics, our tropic, a topic. We have tales of vampires and werewolves, and we have sword and sorcery of infinity. We have epics from Homer, a domer, a rapper, and there is just so much out there that we can put under the umbrella of fantasy. Infinity times infinity, Twixes about infinite me. Europe is so much the home of horror, adore with its myths of vampires, werewolves, witchcraft, and the undead, dead. Yet it's like those myths were exported to Hollywood, leaving Europe the room to develop a new tradition as a way of processing its traumas, of Bahama, particularly the world wars, door. I love vetting and interesting people and then pushing them to their absolute limits of timid. And usually those absolute limits of timid involve homicidal fairies, werewolves, and some other phenomenal menace, spent rapid, a genus, Guinness Book of World Records, a spitter, a spatter. The coolest thing about the series is that we stay very true to the books, a hook dooks. it would be silly for us not to, because the books are exactly what the fans want to see. Infinity. There's an action side to it which I love. Turtle, turtle, dove. And there are werewolves now. Pow. There aren't vampires. There's a wolf pack. Never ending rap. Vampires get the joy of flying around and living forever. But never ending forever. Werewolves get the joy of animal spirits, but zombies, they're not rich or aristocratic. They shuffle around. They're a group phenomenon. They're not very fast. They're not very sickly, a picky, a hickey. But so what's the pleasure of being one? Twilight has a supernatural reference to it, with werewolves and vampires. Harry Potter, Diagonally, spit rampant, a silly, has magic. The Hunger Games, a Wayne Madame, is about real people put into extreme situations and circumstances. Bam, bam, ba, dam, ba, ba. And I've done movies that I've been advised not to. Dog Soldiers, the movie I did 11 years ago. I remember my agent at the time was like, "What, Rhymes? You shouldn't do that. It's a weird film about werewolves." Whoa! When at the full moon, it's become a cult hit. There's that spit, and I rap again in a mess. All pop of my head. I think we all have to fight the werewolf within us somehow. Pow, pow, pow. Pow, da, ba, ba, da. Never moon, a werewolf. Go. I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand. Wham, bam, thank you, a ma'am. Clearly, any film company that makes a film is always going to talk about sequels, prequel, particularly if they see something as being successful, which werewolves was. Spin wrap up about. But werewolf is neither man nor wolf, but a satanic creature with the worst qualities of both. Whoa, 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 do. I'm a werewolf, not a golden retriever. Never stop scrapper, deceiver. The three F's of being a werewolf: feeding, fighting, and reproduction. There's that spin. Some people will tell you werewolves can only shape change under a full moon. Oh, but people also say there's no such thing as ghosts. Well, there I go. I had a werewolf morning, spitting rap, and awoke with a rum hangover. A rapper imagined blood on the walls and prayed to God it was mine. Never stopped spitting and rhymes. I wanted to be an author as far back as I can remember. Never stopped spitting, a rapper, mixed with occasional bouts of wanting to be a werewolf. Oh, when I grew up, a dub, but mostly when I daydreamed, it was about being an author. Never stopped spitting, a rapper. If you were to send a werewolf to the moon, oh, would he be a werewolf permanently? Never stopped spitting rapidly. He's a werewolf. That's why he's been missing classes. Never stopped spitting rappers. You know, he said every time a vampire says he doesn't believe in lycanthropes, a werewolf bursts into flames. Wham, ba, bang, bang, ba, bang. Werewolves are much more common animals than you might think. Pink, to ding, tisk, tisk, to tisk. I imagine calling into my own radio show. Yeah, hi, I'm a werewolf. Oh, and at the full moon of doom. And I'm stuck in a cabin in the woods with another werewolf and a werewolf hunter. There's a spitter, a rapper. Whether you're a vampire or a werewolf, love is still love. Turtle dove. Betrayal, still betrayal. Travel, a benevolent. Werewolves, vampires, fallen angels, and fairies lurk in the shadows. Their intentions far from honorable, probable. There's up spitting a ba. One time I completely thought I'd turn into a werewolf, and for sure, I could see hair sprouting from my face. Away goes today, as those times I suddenly go very quiet, spit a rapid, and not talk to anyone. Stunned from the developments, being a werewolf and all. Blah, spit blah, ma. Werewolf, so please, just plain stupid, a cupid who wants to get it on with a man ruled by his inner dog. We kids feared many things in those days. Away, werewolves, dentists, infinitists, North Korean, Sunday school, a drool, but they all paled in comparison with Brussels sprouts. Doubt. I saw a werewolf drinking a pina colada, a spada, at Trader's Vic's. His hair was perfect, the butterfly effect. It's been rhymes in a mess. Sometimes the scariest things in life aren't the vampires and the werewolves. Sometimes there are things even God doesn't want to know about. Which is why we created the devil's roses. Holy Moses, spit bo. I wouldn't tell anyone to study werewolves. I studied wolves. how they moved, their tendencies and sensibilities rapidly. Put some clothes on, you weird yellow-eyed, table dancing, werewolf training, cryptic. Stare me right in the eyes and don't even blink, wench. Spit and ramp up a bench. What was the good of being a movie werewolf? Oh, if you howled at the moon and you couldn't remember what you did. Ring a ring, did. And then somebody shot you, a spot you, a got you, a brew. Spitting to you, toucan, Scooby-Doo. Here I am spitting again, never ending, I said. Spitting rhymes in an infinite mess. I hiss and I jest. Spitting. Did you like question 10, Mooney? Gloomy asked Sirius as they emerged into the entrance hall. A doll loved it, and looping briskly. Nurse kept rapping rapidly. 5 signs that identify the werewolf. Excellent question. A Henson. Did you think you managed to get all the signs, rhymes? Said James in tones of mock concern from the urn. Think I did, said Lupin seriously. Nurse stopped spitting rapidly as they joined the crowd froning around the doors, eager to get out of the sunlit grounds. Wow, pow. Once he's sitting in a chair, on my chair, a bear, a despair. 2, he's wearing my clothes. Whoa, there I go, free. His name, Remus Lupin. There's a rapping, a cupid. Makes me think of werewolves. Do you think a man can change into an animal, a cannibal, a Hannibal, if he's with the right girl, a earl? I think there's an innate sexuality that is attached to vampires and werewolves, blah, blah, blah. It's passionate and sexual, undeniably so. Whoa, there I go, don't you know? Oh, a boat, oh, beautiful was the werewolf and his evil forest, spitting on Taurus. We took him to the carnival, a cannibal, and he started crying when he saw the Ferris wheel, a squeal, a deal. Electric green and red tears flowed down his furry cheeks, a beat in between. He looked like a boat out on the dark water, spinning a teeter-totter, been rapper. I have often thought that with any luck of fuck at all, I could have been born a werewolf. Oh, because the 2 middle fingers, rapper on both my hands are the same length. Again, a hint, but I have had to be content with what I had. Wham, bap, bad, spent rap. Midnight and the clock strikes. It's Christmas Day away, the werewolf's birthday. The door of the solstice still wide enough open to let them all slink through. Ba-boo, do. After I chased the werewolf and the vampire out of my office, enticed, I changed my clothes. Well, there I go, do. When it comes to your mind, infinite rhymes. When you think of the word Transylvania, a pena, if you ponder it at all, what comes to mind are mountains, a fountain of savage beauty, ancient castles, werewolves and witches, a land of magical obscurity. How in short a dork am I to believe us deceived? I will still be in Europe, on entering such a realm, a delm. I shall let you know if it's Europe or fairyland. Bam, a wham, bam, a thank you, a ma'am. When I get there first, snag golf. I set out tomorrow. A great sorrow saying apart until be morrow. Barbaro. Humans, werewolves are apparently vampire. It doesn't matter. A platter, a rapper. Get them free of them together. A rapper and the jockeying for power begins. Ring a ring, ding a ding ding. Here I am spitting again. Raps in an infinite mess. I hiss and I jest. There's I'm spitting, rapping again and again. I spit and I hiss and I jest. There's I'm spitting raps and again and again. Legend speaks of the werewolf's vulnerability, a silver bullet to pierce his heart, and its reign of terror, a scare, a bear. The hunt begins at dusk, a fuss, as the werewolf prowls the darkness in search of its next prey. Away goes the day, never-ending free delay. The moon's glow serves as a beacon, lending the werewolf on its nightly rampage, a bandit driven by the primal call of the wild, undeniable, born to be wild, spitting for a while. Fear grips the hearts of those who hear the rustling in the woods, a dud, the sound of the approaching werewolf, a creature both feared and revered. There's a spit and a spear, a deer, oh, a deer, a female deer, oh, I need another beer. The werewolf's dual nature is a constant battle, a rattle as the human mind fights against the instincts of the beast within. Spent din to din, again, with each victim claimed by werewolf's sharp razor teeth beneath. The line between man and monster blurs, have it to her. The transformation is swift, a whirlwind of pain and fury, infinity, as the human form contorts into that of a ravenous creature, a feature, a never-ender, spitter, a rapper. Underneath the canopy of the moonlit forest, the werewolf finds solace and freedom from the confines of civilization, equation, invasion. The werewolf's bite holds the power to inspect, spreading the cures to those unfortunate enough to cross its path. And there's a spitting and a rap. When the moon reigns supreme, the werewolf awakens, poised to unleash its untamed ferocity upon the world. As it spins and it swirls and it twirls, the werewolf's howl strikes fear into the hearts of all who hear it, a chilling testament to the primal forces that govern our existence. Their end and spittus. In the face of a werewolf's transformation, one realizes that the line between humanity and savagery is razor thin. Ding, ding, da, ding. Then ramp up a bum. There's a spit and again and again. I hiss and I jest. There's a spit and raps and an infinite mess. What did I say? I'll say it again. There's a spit and I hiss and I jest. There's a spit and infinite raps again and again. Spit never ending, I said. Werewolves did not consider wolves one of their own. In fact, wolves were inferior. They were hunters, rappers, strong and ravenous like them, but they weren't as big or as intelligent. Spit and rap repellent. Werewolves are much more common animals than you might think. Some werewolves are hairy on the inside, and there's a spit and infinite rhymes. Here I am spitting all night. Once again, the infinite rhymes all day and all night. Well, there I go. You never stop spitting. You might have wondered why werewolves still captivate audiences, applauding, and spitting, rapping, blah blah blah. Never moon, a werewolf, blah 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 blah. I'm a werewolf, not a golden retriever. I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand. What the hell kind of name is Kitty for a werewolf? Blah 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 blah. Werewolves are much more common animals than you might think. Ring ring the ding 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 ding. What would I do without the moral compass of a teenage werewolf? Blah 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 blah. Taking out werewolves, I gather, and some surmise is acting to taking out a SEAL team, beam. If you were to send a werewolf to the moon, and at the full moon, would he be a werewolf permanently? Then rapidly? I mean, I feel like I've been pretending I was a werewolf since I was a little kid. Discover the mysteries, the mysterious world of werewolves with these nurses spitting, rapping, and blah blah blah. Where does a werewolf sleep? Anywhere he wants to. Ba-boo. But nurse spitting a root. Highland werewolves had a reputation for doing atrocious and highly unwarranted things. Ding, like wearing smoking jackets to the dinner table. Spitting the butt was never ending a fable. It's chaotic, I have heard. Blood-curdling screams, it seems, and every time I hear it, I think someone's being brutally murdered, herded, but I realize it's the werewolf. And at the full moon, again. Go to spend. I don't care for werewolves. They're alright. I spent infinite rhymes. I guess if you go for the shedding savaging of a countryside thing, ding, but they're not very scary, not very sexy, and so what's the point? Doink. Contrary to popular myths, werewolves myths spent a hint of this. Werewolves are born, not made, away today. No matter how many times they bite someone, that person will not turn or burn or earn, though they will probably bleed profusely and will definitely be annoyed. Ahoy, doy, agoy. I spent boy. Werewolves, oh please, just plain stupid, a cupid. Who wants to get it on with a man ruled by his inner dog or gog? Makes me think of werewolves. Do you think a man can change to an animal, a cannibal, if he's with the great girl, a squirrel? The truth is, if a werewolf behaved like a psychopath, a rat, it wouldn't be because he was part animal, cannibal, but because he was still too human. Only humans kill for sport, door to door, and spitting that and thus Charles found himself wandering around a hotel, trailing federal agents as he held a cardboard coffee cup, holder in each hand instead of out killing misbehaving werewolves. And at the full moon, I love inventing interesting people, purple, a snapple, and then pushing them to their absolute limits of timid image. I spit it never ending a rap. And at the full moon, one time I completely thought I turned into a werewolf and was sure I could see hair sprouting on my face. Away goes today. At those times I suddenly go very quiet and not talk to anyone, stunned from the developments of requirement, being a werewolf and all. And at the full moon, then Little old lady got mutilated late last night. Werewolves of London again, ring, den, 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 den. With all due respect to Taylor Lautner and his 18-pack of abs, rap, dap, dap. My werewolf is going to be 100 times cooler, feeler, blah, blah. My werewolf freestyle, in denial for a while. My werewolf freestyle.